disagree that it's important to guarantee the freedom of the press. But is ensuring there are no restrictions on journalists enough? Because falling advertising revenues are making conditions difficult for the press, especially in these times of crisis. But the financial independence of the sector is crucial to maintaining their freedom. So what exactly is the situation, and what, if anything, should we be doing to fix it? That's what MEPs are discussing this week with journalists, publishers and new media representatives at a hearing organised by the EPP Group. Amongst the speakers was Nathalie Collin, who is co-chair of the board of French newspaper Libération. She talked to us about some of the difficulties faced by the press today.
One of the biggest challenges faced by the written press today is clearly the movement towards everything digital, and the fact that we're facing a model based on everything being free. That means that making revenue from content on the net is getting more and more complicated.
She feels that the value of the content created by journalists is mostly tapped into by internet service providers, content aggregators and search engines such as Google. According to her, service providers have an annual turnover of €45 billion. Google, she estimates, make about 700 or 800 million euro, but daily press sites make 40 million, much less. French MEP Marielle Gallo, who is responsible for a resolution on enforcing intellectual property rights in Parliament, agrees. She feels revenue from online advertising should be shared, but she also highlighted the issue of the quality of journalism.
C'est essentiellement une question économique, dans la mesure où
It's an economic question essentially, in the sense that the problem is the distribution of advertising revenue between search engines. I won't mention the main one, Google, and the press who have lost revenue that was traditionally theirs. So we need to search for economic balance in the distribution of this revenue, and I think also that the press must make efforts to ensure the quality of their content so that they don't find themselves in competition with search engines.
Également que la presse doit faire un effort de qualité sur ses contenus de manière justement à ne pas se trouver en concurrence avec les moteurs de recherche.
It is not immediately obvious, however, that anything can be done at a legislative level to spread revenue between advertisers and publishers. As Simon Hampton, Director of European Public Policy at Google, pointed out to us, their partnerships with publishers often increase the latter's revenue.
We don't publish content online. We help people find content online. That's what you've experienced over the years with Google Search, and it's the same with Google News. We're often working with the publisher to help them monetize their content through advertising.
We asked Alejandro de Vicente, Director General for Advertising for Spanish group El Mundo, what impact, if any, he feels restrictions on advertising cigarettes, for example, have on advertising revenue.
If something is legal, why not be able to advertise it to an adult audience? To an audience that can make its own decisions, what they want to smoke, if they want to smoke, or if they want to stop. This, for me, is what's important. It's important that everything that's legal can be communicated. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense.
Removing bans on advertising certain products will not solve the core problem, however, as Nathalie Collin was quick to point out. If there is no information economy because the information is considered to be free, then there will be no freedom of press. Newspapers won't be able to afford to send correspondents to Gaza, to Haiti, so the information will be spread by only one original source, and the independence and plurality in the press will be lost. So is there a solution?
We think that we, at a minimum, have a shared responsibility with internet users on this information being free.
Approximately half the costs of newspaper publishing and magazine publishing are paper and the distribution of paper. Now, it is not obvious that we can move all of the people that prefer to get their newspapers on paper to make them move to an online situation overnight. But over time, we will be able to halve the costs of delivering quality journalism through to the consumer.
Everybody could describe the problems, but nobody has really the concrete answer. So I think we had to go on a way for debating a few months more the problems, and at the end, I think European Union must act to protect really high quality journalism in Europe.
For many, the issue of freedom of press is associated with repression and stifling free expression of thoughts. But the digital revolution, despite giving voice to a greater number of people, has brought new challenges to the sector, with online advertisers taking a larger and larger share of revenue and content being provided for free. The objective for Europe's policymakers now is to provide guidance on how to guarantee the independence of the press without imposing unnecessary restrictions in the digital arena. And the EPP Group will be fighting for a balanced approach. To find out more about our activities in this area, visit our website eppgroup.eu. Thanks for watching.